to be playing in the Huda Beauty's Nudes palette. This is one of my favorite palettes, and it's so easy, and the shadows are wonderful. So as you can see, this has a really beautiful color scheme, and it's for anybody that wants that nice soft glam look, and all of her palettes are wonderful. So the first shade we're going to be digging in, guys, this shade is called Teddy, and we're going to use Teddy basically as our transition color. It is a very nice brownish nude color, and it looks good on a lot of skin tones, so anybody could pretty much use this as a transition color. This palette pretty much has everything that I needed. I didn't need to go in any other palette to get any other color or whatever. So I guess for like a $70 palette, it better have everything in there that I need. But I'm going to be taking one of my Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm basically, you know, what I always do, guys, I pat the color on first and then I blend out. I do this to all my shadows, even though I really did not have to do this to this particular palette because the shadows blend out like butter, but that's what I'm doing. I'm now going to go in my crease with the dark pink Cold Spank. I'm going to get that color, and I'm going to do windshield wiper motions back and forth until I get the build up of the pink in my crease that I want. And yeah, you guys know I do my shadows back and forth, windshield wiper motions, and blend the color out, making sure there aren't any harsh lines, and that pink spank that spank blends in with Teddy pretty well. So we're going to move on to the next color that's next to Spank, is called Love Bite. We're going to use this color a little bit inside the crease, a little bit under Love Bite, and we're also going to use it in the outer V. This is going to be my outer V color, and I want that to be not dark, but I want it to stand out that I have an outer darker color, and I'm just going to use that to pat the color on. Get some Neutrogena face wipes to wipe off any excess so I can see what everything is going on and see what everything is looking like. Now it's time to cut that crease, guys. You already know I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the fairest shade that they have with a nice flat blending brush, and making sure that my eye is fully coated with this because this is going to be my base for my cut crease. Alright, so we're going to go into the shade Daydream. These are some weird shades, but they are so beautiful. They're like a pearl-like material. They're super duper soft. They're different. And I'm going to use that shade right in the inner corner of my tear dots. And I'm going to use the shade Fantasy, which is a darker color pink. And I'm going to use that for the middle part of my lid, because remember, we already used Spank for the outer part of my lid. So it's basically like a gradient effect, guys. So now I'm going to go back in with Spank and making sure that everything is blended out very well, making sure there aren't any harsh lines. I'm also going to make sure I do that with my other eyelid as well. Blending is key, whether it's eyeshadow, whether it's foundation, blending is key. Alright, time for the fun part. I'm now going to use my Horror Candy glitter glue to apply some glitter on my lid. Alright, so now it's time for the fun part. We're going to be going in with my pink halo glitter I got from Amazon. I will link the seller below. I got like 24 different shades of glitter, and yeah, this is beautiful. So I decided to dig in this pink, baby pink halo glitter one, and I am applying it right on top of the Horror Candy glitter glue. And I love this glitter glue. It really works. It keeps the glitter at bay. I don't have any fallout of glitter once I've applied the glitter on top of the Horror Candy glitter glue. So that is exactly what I'm doing now. I'm just making sure everything is coated, and yeah, voila. Again, I'm gonna take my wipes and make sure everything is up and clean, and making sure my face is clean, no glitter stuff for my foundation and makeup time. So I've applied my lashes and my wing, and now it is time to prep my face. I'm gonna be going in with my Garnier Rose Water Gel. I really enjoy using this because you guys know that I have very dry skin, and I do not want any of my dry spots peeking through my foundation or my makeup. So I've already washed my face and stuff, prepped it for this, so I'm just going in with my gel to use as a base for my primer. And the primer I'm going to be using in today's tutorial is the L'Oreal Infallible, the glow kind. They got a matte version of this, and they have the glow version, and I have both. So in this one I'm using the one that is for the dewy, and I am just taking a brush that I got on my collection, and I'm just using that to make sure it is prepped all over my face. So with the Garnier gel and this infallible primer, my skin is so smooth. It is just ready for some foundation to get on there. And we're gonna go in with my L'Oreal infallible concealer in the shade Honey. And you guys know I always do this on my makeup. I always apply a concealer. Don't matter if I'm wearing high-end or low-end foundation. I do not skip this step for nobody. But look at the eyes. It is popping, y'all. So I'm just going to take that and take a small beauty blender, and I'm just going to blend this into my skin, making sure everything is blended flawlessly, nooks and crannies of my nose, and just giving this a nice base for my foundation to go under. And that is what I am doing right now, guys. And I will link the below everything that I use on my face, as you guys know. So today's foundation, guys, is an oldie but a favorite. It is the Bobbi Brown Stick Foundation. I have always loved this foundation. It is so nice. This is the only stick foundation that I have and that I love. It is so good. It's not cakey at all. It blends like butter. They have multiple different shades for all skin tones. It's very nice, and it mimics skin. Like, this is the only foundation that I can honestly say, yeah, it looks like skin. Now, this isn't full coverage, so if you're a full coverage girl, you might not want to vary toward this, but it is buildable. It is very buildable. And as you're gonna see, I just put on. Normally I would use one layer of this, but I want a very flawless airbrush look. So you're gonna see me later go in and add another layer. And with this particular foundation, I like to use a brush, and I'm using my NYX brush, the brush that came with the drops a while back. I love this brush because it's very dense and it's very good for stick foundations. But as you guys can see, I am just going through and I'm just wiping. So basically I'm using pressing and pressing motions in it. I'm trying to press the foundation into my skin, and I'm basically just trying to get it everywhere before I go in with my beauty blender. So you guys gotta really excuse me if you guys still see me doing a turned face. I am looking in another mirror, just making sure I get everything blended correctly. And as you guys can see, I am adding another layer because this foundation is very sheer. It is very skin-like. So if you like a skin-like foundation, this is the foundation for you. If you're more of a full coverage type of girl, I would not suggest it, but it is buildable. And as you guys can see, it's very blendable and buildable. So, and I'm going to go ahead and use my e.l.f. sponge that is damp. And I'm using this to help blend the foundation into my skin a little bit better. Yeah, I'm going to use this sponge to help just blend everything out, making sure everything is flawless, making sure there aren't any harsh lines in my foundation. And this sponge is going to help do that. I'm just making sure everything is just blended in. And like I said, this is a beautiful foundation, so just making sure everything is done. So now I'm making sure that it's blended around my eyebrows because my sponge cannot reach back there, and just making sure, you know, everything is a-okay, and making sure it's on my forehead. So that is what we're doing now. And like I told you guys on every video, blending is key. If you blend most of the time, that means you're doing something right. So now it's time to highlight under my eyes, and I decided today I was going to use my Juvia's Place Concealer, the Magic Concealer. I think this is in shade 11, and this is like almost like my skin tone, but I didn't want a very bright highlight today, so I wanted something that was about one shade or two shades around my skin tone. And I am highlighting my forehead today, and I'm going to be using that. And this concealer is very nice. It's one of my favorite concealers. Like, she did her thing on this concealer, guys. So it's very blendable, and if you let it sit on your skin a little bit longer, you would get a better coverage. But I don't really be doing that. I just be wanting just for it to do its job. So again, I'm using the same beauty blender, and I am blending it out into my skin and getting ready prep for my next step, which is a loose powder. So yeah, that's what we're doing, making sure everything, make sure you blend before you set your concealer. And the loose powder I'm going to be using today, guys, oh my God, it's not Huda Beauty, but it is the Maybelline loose powder, the shine free kind. Yes, the powder that be under everything that we never look at. Y'all, when I tell y'all this powder is bomb, so next time you're in Walmart, make sure you go to the Maybelline section and look at the bottom row and get this powder. But the thing is, they only have two shades. They have a light kind, and they have this one, which is medium deep. This is the second one, and it is so nice. It reminds me a lot of the Laura Mercier setting powder. It's very finely milled. It looks really good in photos. It films well, and it's affordable. It's like $4, guys. So if you guys don't want to use your expensive Laura Mercier setting powder every day, or just want to save it, go to Walmart, pick this up, thank me later. Okay, I'm gonna grab my MAC mineralized skin finish setting powders, and I'm in shade deep dark and in shade dark. I use shade dark for my all over skin complexion, and I use deep dark for contour. So right now I'm just taking my shade in deep dark, and I'm just gonna go into work. I'm not gonna sweep away the Maybelline powder. I'm just gonna brush everything into my skin all at one time and just let God do his work. I love doing my makeup like this. I don't really enjoy baking anymore. I used to bake about 2 years ago, but now I just be like, I just want something to set this concealer. I don't want nothing too bright. And how I do my makeup in the daytime is completely different from how I do my makeup if I was going on a night out on the town. So this was pretty much daytime makeup, and I did not want to be so bright. And like I said, I'm going to use the shade dark deep, and I'm going to use that as a contour bronzer, just to, add more warmth back to my face. So if you guys do have a powder that is too light for you or too dark for you, which this happened to me when I bought it in Miami, when I got back home I realized it was too dark. So the girl, she was just like, hey, use this as a bronzer, and I've been loving it, guys. Yeah, it brings a nice warmth to the face. It is like the perfect bronzer color for my shade. And again, this is the shade dark deep, and I use the shade dark for my all over face color. So next it's time to be extra. As always, I use extra bronzers, and this is the L'Oreal Bronze Please. This is from their Lumi collection, and I do not like just a flat matte face. Like, you got some girls that like flat matte, and you got some girls that like a little, a little glow. So I'm gonna use this and put this on top of the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Powder. Now it's time to chisel out those cheeks. This is the only thing I hate with powder foundations or powder products. It gets a little bit messy, but that is what loose powder is for. And I'm going to go back in with that Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder. And I'm going to use my Beauty Blender, and I'm going to put powder right under my contour just for a cleaner effect. While that is sitting there, I am also going to chisel out my nose and give me a nose job in about 5 seconds. And just make sure my nose is chiseled for the gods, honey. And yeah, we're going to do that with the same bronzer. So now I'm going to go back in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and this time in the shade dark. And I'm not sweeping away the loose powder. I'm using the pressed powder in a stamping motion and putting it right on top of that, and it makes everything look so clean and so put together. And if you ever mess up on your makeup, don't feel like it's the end of the world. Just compromise what you have. Now it's time for a snack break. My daughter loves these, and so do I. You ever just do weird stuff while you're doing your makeup, and people like, why can't you get ready fast? This is why. Alright, now it's time to contour. I'm going to be taking my NYX Pro Contour Palette, and I take the shade to the far right. It is the darkest shade in there, and I'm going to be taking a Real Techniques blush brush and a little bit. This stuff is so pigmented. I don't think I would ever finish this palette in a couple of years, but I'm going to take that, and I'm going to be wiping that back and forth in a very non-pressing motion, because this stuff is very pigmented. I just wanted a nice contour, and look how nice and clean that line is. Like, everything looks so fresh. And the reason why I contour, I want to bring more definition to my cheeks. That way in pictures my faces look snatched AF. And we're going to do something with my little chin right here. And I'm the person, I like to place, then I blend. I place the color where I want it, that I blend. This powder from this NYX palette is very blendable, so if you was to place it somewhere, don't feel like it's going to get stuck there. So place it and blend, and now we're done. Now it's time to highlight with the OG, the Maybelline Master Chrome in Molten Gold. This is my favorite highlighter by Maybelline. I like this whole, actually I like the whole line. I like the whole Master Chrome line, and you guys already know the deal. We're going to place it on my nose, my cupid's bow, my top of my lips, the little lines under my nose, make some the bridge of my nose, and it's just gonna make your face look that more perfect. I like to place it, you know, at the bottom portion of my lips where, you know, talk at just extra. And I'm gonna take my Milani highlighting brush, and I'm just gonna place it because I want to be glowing. I want this look to be like extra. Look at that. I love this highlighter. It's so good. If you guys haven't gotten it yet, go get it. And this shade Molten Gold is perfect for all skin tones. Like, I've seen this color on a lot of skin tones, especially deep skin tones, y'all. It's beautiful. And now it's time to put everything together. It's the L'Oreal Shake and Glow. You guys already know this is my go-to. And yeah, we're going to spray my face down and get drenched in it so all of these powders can melt together and we can go on with our life. All right, guys, now we're looking like a snack. Yes, period. All right, guys, so now it's time for lipsticks. I'm going to use 2 Anastasia Beverly Hills lipsticks today. I will list the shades in the description box below. But we have a darker shade, and I'm going to use that for the outer rim of my lips. And I have a lighter shade of pink, because as you can see, my eyes are 2 shades of pink. And I love a ombre lip. I love it when the inside be like a lighter color and around the rim is another color. It looks so good. So I'm going to take the darkest pink and I'm going to put that all over my lips. I'm going to make sure that it is drenched in my lips. I love Anastasia Beverly Hills lipsticks. They're so comfortable. So now I'm going to take the lighter shade of pink and I'm going to put that in the inner part of my lip at the bottom first, doing plucking motions to make sure that it is blended together. Now this takes a minute to do because you don't want it to look like 2 shades. You want it to look like an ombre effect. So doing this does take a minute. You have to keep going back and forth with blending and whatnot. But when you're done, it looks so beautiful on your lips. So that's what you guys are going to be seeing me doing right now, is making sure these the colors are blended together. So this does take a few more extra minutes for that nice beautiful ombre lip. So we're getting it together. We're getting it together, guys. And again, look at the finished product, look at the finished look, soft pink glam. Thank you guys for watching. As always, until next video, see you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.